What are the portfolio landlord rules and how do they affect you? If that's interesting to you, hey, keep watching. Hi, my name's Kevin Wright, and I've been brokering property finance for more than 20 years. Plus, for almost as long, I've been helping investors understand how to intelligently and creatively use finance to buy more properties for less cash. Now, if you watch any of my videos, you'll know that people tend to ask me a lot of questions, and I'm always happy to answer them. So here's one I had recently about portfolio landlords. This guy was just about to buy his fourth buy-to-let property, and the mortgage lender have told him he's now going to be a portfolio landlord. Now, this particular mortgage lender has said that they want 30% equity across his portfolio. In other words, to be no more than 70% geared across the whole portfolio, in this case across all 4 properties, and also for his newest property, they want a 30% deposit as well. Now, this was news to him because he thought mortgage lenders would, in some cases, go to 80%, but generally go to 75% of value. So portfolio landlord status was threatening to throw a spanner in his works. So let's drill down into portfolio landlords and exactly what it means. Now, the regulators have decided that once a landlord gets to 4 properties, now this can be properties that they own both individually and in a limited company. It's the cumulative number of properties they own. So 4 in total, not 4 individually, 4 in a limited company. Now, the regulators decided a few years ago that these type of landlords need to be treated differently. Treated differently in terms of how mortgages are underwritten. How does that play out? Well, for the first 3 mortgages that any investor buys, owned personally, owned in a limited company, the underwriting is done independently of the portfolio. So the first one is underwritten on its own merits, as is the second one, as is the third one. The fourth one is where it changes, because for 4 and above, now the portfolio needs to be underwritten holistically, not each property in isolation. So every time you add a property, the underwriters now say, how does this fit into your portfolio as a whole? We're not just going to look at this property in isolation. So portfolio landlord status is triggered by the acquisition of your 4th investment property. Why 4? Well, in one respect, because the regulators say 4 is the number and mortgage lenders just have to jump in line. Now, the origins, I believe, is the potential effect on the housing market of substantial landlords deciding not to be landlords and dumping significant numbers of property on the housing market. Now, the perception is too many volume landlords at any given time doing that is going to have an adverse effect on property prices, and property is still an integral part of the UK economy. So what about this 30% deposit and 30% equity across the portfolio? Well, that's where there's some divergence amongst mortgage lenders. Some lenders want that, some lenders want more, and some lenders are influenced by how many properties you own already. The general consensus, if there is one, is that the bigger the portfolio, the lower the gearing they want to see. So for 4, 5, 6 properties, some lenders would probably be happy at 75% loan to value. 80% lending across a portfolio is going to be more challenging. Above 10 properties in the portfolio, and the chances of lenders wanting to see 30% equity across the board is increased. Significantly bigger than that, and we're pushing towards closer to 40% equity across the portfolio. Now, different lenders take different views, and those views change over time. And as you probably heard me say on other videos, if you've watched any of mine, mortgage underwriting is an exercise in risk mitigation, and the lenders with the cheapest rates mitigate the most risk. So in a portfolio landlord context, if you want the cheapest rates, expect to have to put down larger deposits and have more equity across your portfolio than if you're prepared to pay a higher rate. So generally, cheapest rates equal most stringent conditions. Be willing to endure higher rates, and you won't need quite as much equity clearance. Now, it seems like my questioner went down a particular avenue and was talking direct to a lender. Now, that's always an issue because you get a myopic view of the market. You know, you get a one-eyed view. This is one lender's view, and they want 30% deposit, 30% overall equity. different lenders may view it differently. And that's where a broker really earns their corn, so to speak, because they can look at how different lenders look at the same situation and give you a broader perspective. So there we are. This week, little spotlight on portfolio landlords, and I'll be back next week with another property finance video. See you then. If you enjoyed watching this video, did you know every Monday morning at 8:30 I do a live Facebook Q&A. So if you want to start the week with checking out some answers to your property finance questions, click the link here.